if I told you what I was through, what I went through today, what I went through just this morning, if I try to even explain, to come close to describing for you the absolute Shisa Storm of one calamitous disaster after another, you would not believe it to be true. And the more disaster piles up, the more I seem calm, the more I appear to be calm, but the more I am losing my mind internally. I find myself thinking, dear God, why hast thou forsaken me? What are you doing to me? What is the purpose of this? What have I ever done to you, O Lord? Oh, whoever, what have I done? Why are you doing this? One after another, but I remain calm. But inside, I burst, I scream. I never share my personal stuff with you, ever. If you've noticed that. First of all, you don't care. And I don't blame you. Why should you care? I never talk about personal things, family, and first of all, they're not signing on to this. I am. So why would I want to? I think people talk too much. You will never see pictures of who's who in this, because that's my business. It's Mrs. L's business. We've decided that we, want to stick our nose into everybody's affairs by telling you, what to do or what not to do. So consequently, when things go wrong, I just say, well, suffice it to say. But today, if I was a drinking man, if I was somebody who hit the bottle, I would be so gooned, so waxed at this point. I would be taking hands full, not handfuls, hands full of stuff. I would be so Jimi Hendrix by now. It's not even funny, but I'm not. Because in the scheme of things, we must always put things into perspective. You must always ask yourself, you must always say to yourself, there are people right now as we speak who are living lives so horribly, either not necessarily in Gaza, but even here in our own country. People who are dying, people who have children, people whose lives are on the brink of disaster themselves. And they would give anything just to be, hello, Raul. They would give anything to be in your position with your little problem that you have. So I always put things into perspective. I always try to do that. I mean, it helps to an extent. All right, said enough. On the way back, and I am in the morning, one of the reasons why I had a business engagement, and I'm coming back kind of through the JFK, the Van Wickham. It is a disaster for those. I remember people used to say, people who drive a half an hour to work. My God, he drives half an hour. So as I'm going through this and seeing this cacophony to see New York wake up, I happen to listen to Fox News on the transistor, okay? And I'm listening to this. And I'm listening to what's going on. Let me tell you one thing. Rule number one. If you don't have somebody who is on your staff to say, excuse me, you're mispronouncing words. Steve Ducey, a kibbutz. A kibbutz is a unit, a living, housing, socialist, whatever union, a kibbutz, kibbutzim, plural, but anyway, a kibbutz. People live in a kibbutz, kind of a rural, pastoral, let me just say this, kibbutz means gathering, a group. This is it's an intentional, it's a kind of a community, a commune. A kibbutz. Okay, you got that, Steve Ducey? Kibbuts is to joke, to make it the actual kibbutz. He says people are on the kibbutz. Kibbutz it means, look at this. NPR, kibbutz is a verb, not to be confused with kibbutz. It means to stand around talking and making wise cracks. It also means to give someone advice. To kibbuts. Not a kibbutz. This dolt all morning is listening to Israeli after Israel, or excuse me, witness talk about the kibbutz. The kibbutz, when the terrorists came to kibbutz, and he's hearing the word kibbutz, and he still says kibbutz because he's a moron. He's a moron. How do you not hear a word over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and you still, because your mind doesn't connect? It's like Victor Davis Hanson. God bless him, but he comes up with these words. I was like, where did you ever hear this? I'm driving and like, no, shut up. It's not kibbutz. And it's even worse. These women are talking about disasters and body parts. And he's talking about kibbutzing. Oh, God. And you got another guy I never heard who just mispronounces words, leaves S's off. Telling, killing. What is the matter? Why doesn't somebody take this guy, this kid, put him to some kind of a class and say, and we're not talking about a regionalism. We're talking about people who mispronounce United States Attorney General. And that's just part of it. This is the number one conservative news, whatever it is. I can't believe what I'm hearing. Kibbuts. He's kibbuts. I got another guy on radio. He says Hamas. Hamas. How do you not hear Hamas? How do you not hear the word? You've only been hearing it 10,000 times. Because people, it just goes to show you. It's called, what's the word? Stupid. Just stupid people. And then, I'm not done yet. Then, the entire morning I'm listening to this is just talking about terrible reactions, anecdotes, not anecdotes, but firsthand accounts of the horror, the terror, would you talk about? I know that. It was all about, and then this one came, and I'm not mocking it, it's true. A woman was shot, a man was shot. They have no compassion. These are Hamas. Yes, I know this. I know this. I'm not saying it's not important, but if you were to talk about Germany in the 30s, you wouldn't be talking about one pogrom, one. If you talk about, Kristallnacht, you would talk about the event and not just one particle of it to give you an idea of the overarching issue at hand. They don't know any. And then, who was it? Kilmeade? Moron. Well, we stand 100% with Israel. Wait a minute. I understand what you're doing. I get what you're doing. But isn't this bigger than just standing with Israel? If somebody did this to France, to Germany, to an enclave, to a village in Lisbon, Portugal, it's the same thing. When there's a serial killer, you don't say, "Oh, I stand with Floridians." You know, Ted Bundy with a Chi Omega. No. It's they're trying to establish their bona fides. This is not about Israel, though it is by virtue of the target. It's about the issue at hand, terrorism and the like. What you've done is you're playing directly to what you believe to be your target audience. Fine, but it's bigger than that. Then, I don't know who was the Jadrul who said this. Might have been Kill Me. I don't know. He said Palestine. And after all, there is no Palestine. Or something like that. Actually saying that. Telling people there is no Palestine. I don't know where you get this word from. There is no Palestine. Quit using this word. Quit. See? It's incredible. Really. I mean, it's something that is incredible. Truly. I don't even know how to phrase it any better than what we're saying. I don't know how to explain it any better than what we're saying. I don't know how to put it into words or in context. But this is the most moronic. I cannot believe the level of the complexity. Now, in the meantime, I'm going back and forth and I'm listening back and forth. I'm listening to other people as well. And what am I hearing? There is a show I told you, First Post. First Post is Palki Sharma, who used to be on WION, W-I-O-N. World is One. Okay. And I'm listening to her, and I am how do I say this? I'm listening to her, and she's describing the inner, if you will, machinations of Erdogan in Turkey. They were actually discussing the implications later on of Xi Jinping and Bhutan and India. I mean, it was like night and day. It was like listening to Edward Whitten and then hearing Romper Room. They were explaining how things work. Qatar is this incredibly critical part of this. Qatar is this necessary part, this critical part that is used to as a way station, perhaps. I don't know what you want to call it. It's hard to use in particularly the words. It's so night and day. I can't believe what I'm hearing. And I'm thinking to myself, you're not going to understand anything if you listen to this nonsense. You're not going to understand any of this whatsoever if you continue to listen to this lunacy, this absolute idiocy. I want you to stop for a second. I've got to contain myself between everything I've been through and then having to hear that and realizing now I know what's wrong with this country. Now I know. Now I really understand it. Complexity is something that we just... So, my friends, I want to thank you for watching this. Always like this video. Please subscribe to our channel. And while I contain myself, while I try to lose this level of dyspepsia, let me remind you and introduce you and tell you again of our most important, incredible sponsor. I'm going to talk to you about something right now. It's called emergency food. Are you and your family prepared right now? Remember when they used to mock you as being a prepper when you would dare suggest maybe having emergency food? Now, why would you need emergency food? Oh, I don't know. Supply chain breakdowns, food stores closed, martial law, pandemics, riots, strikes, malware, and ransomware, shuttering transportation and fuel shutdowns, shelter in place, hurricanes, fires, tsunamis, and lockdown businesses and store shelves barren, empty, and citizens freaked out and in panic. Does this sound far-fetched? Does anything sound far-fetched? Well, apparently you're not paying attention if you think so. But right now, with My Patriot Supply, you'll stay safe. My Patriot Supply is the largest preparedness company in the country, and they're dropping the price of their top-selling 3-month emergency food kit. Right now, you can get a delicious variety, a melange of breakfast, lunches, dinners, drinks, snacks, and more for $200 off. $200! These kits offer over 2,000 calories a day, every day, with a 25-year shelf life. This is 120 pounds of food in 6 waterproof buckets, perfectly stackable and modular, and they have resealable pouches. There's nothing like this. You can't expect unlimited food when the future is unstable. Now think about this. So you can secure your supply right now with this 3-month emergency food kit. Listen carefully. You can do it right now. This is from My Patriot Supply. 90 days. Think about this. An experts say that you need one of these kits per family. So what are you waiting for? What's holding you back? Nothing. Visit preparewithlionel.com. Follow this link here and in the comment section and in the description section. Go to preparewithlionel.com to save $200 on your food security. That's $200. Order by 3 p.m. today for free same-day shipping. Remember, write this down, commit it to memory, preparewithlionel.com, preparewithlionel.com. The best that your President Joe Biden can do is to use the word don't. And we say to you, don't. Well, they're doing. There's coming a point in this country where we're going to have to make sure the world understands and grasps that we're not kidding when it comes to this. That we're not fooling around. We're not kidding. We are not kidding. We're not fooling. We're not laughing. This isn't a joke. This is how I can only put this into words. The only way to put this into words is to explain to you the severity, the absolute necessity of getting to the bottom of this and explaining to the world how deeply serious all of this is. This is something which, I know that, and again, it was good for me. I almost ran off the road a couple of times trying to get back in time, which is another story. But I'm listening to these morons, and they sit back and they have this moral certitude. And they say, for example, anybody who denies that this is occurring, anybody who who dares suggest that what is happening right now is not occurring, that it's something else. I don't understand this. They love these stories where they say, and these students tore down a sign. Yeah. And these students tore down a sign. And they don't seem to understand it. These students. They don't seem to understand. Hang on. Another thing, you have no idea what I go through. I don't want to hear you ever complain about anything. You have no idea. You have no idea what's going on. We live in a world right now where people love this simple nonsense. This simplicity. Do you not, is there anyone, let me ask you something. Let me ask you, because maybe you need to think. Do you understand that if you really want, seriously, to get to the bottom of things, do you not understand how people are vicious when it comes back, or when it comes to terrorism, and how there are people who are saying to you, I don't care about October the 7th. It means nothing to us. We believe in such and such. Does this, do you not understand this? Do you not get this? Do you not understand what these people are thinking? Are you able, are you truly able, are you truly unable to understand that there are people who say, I don't care about Israel. I don't care about October the 7th. What happened in Palestine, whatever, is worse. The occupation is worse. And there are people who say, crazy enough, that Israel asked for it. Do you not understand that this is what people say? Yes or no? Do you not understand this? Do you need help? Do you need help in me explaining something to you? Do you not understand it? Do you truly understand this notion of anti-Semitism? Do you really and truly and honestly understand the concept of what anti-Semitism truly connotes and envisions and describes? Do you understand that? How do you describe that? How do you describe that? Somehow, when somebody says, well, it's anti-Semitism, the analysis stops and they think, well, that's it. We figured this out. It's anti-Semitism again. Everything's fine. And we move on, and it's anti-Semitism. And so that's it. No need to work on any problem. It's just anti-Semitism. It's anti-Semitism. That's it. No need to worry about this. No need to figure this out. It's anti-Semitism. Do you get this? Do you see what's happening? Do you see? This is all these people care about. That's it. They think that, well, we've gotten to the point of that. How do you expect to fix anti-Semitism? And I don't want to get into the specifics of whether anti-Semitism is the correct word or not. How do you expect us to address this notion of, and they would say, anti-Palestinianism? And you know why we're not going to have a problem? Because nobody understands it. They still believe in this good guy, bad guy thing. They believe in this good guy, bad guy thing. And they believe that there is this very simple battle between the morally correct and everybody else. This is what we're talking about. This is the thing that absolutely blows my mind. And whenever I talk to people about this, they look at me and I realize I'm wasting my time. I'm truly wasting my time. All of us. Let's just talk about something else. Let's just talk about something else, because I don't think anybody really is digging this story. I don't think anybody really cares about it. I don't think anybody, I do not believe anybody cares about any of this stuff whatsoever, period. And the reason why is very, very simple. And I mean this. The reason why nobody cares about this is because we've lived in a world, we've been very, very lucky in this country. We've never had any kind of problem, really. Well, remember the lunacy when it came from 9/11? Remember what 9/11 was? 9/11 was them. Who's them? Those people. Who are they? They, the terrorists. Who are the terrorists? The people who, The ones who did that. Yeah, those are the ones. Yep, those are the ones. They're it. That's it. They're the bad guys. They're the bad guys. Do you understand this? This is the thing which I just I don't even know what to say. I'm thinking to myself, oh my God. And I said, who were the bad guys from 9/11? Forget who was involved in the actual demolition of buildings. We're not even going to go there. But I said, well, who are the bad guys? What are you talking about? Who are they? Well, who? Al Qaeda. What is Al Qaeda? It's a base. That's a word that we gave. We gave them. It was a word that they didn't. Who are they? This was Saudi Arabia. Why are we not dealing or cutting off our connection with Saudi Arabia? Why are we going to Afghanistan? I realize then, you don't understand. I realize Americans don't understand what we're doing. We don't understand. And what people do is they just don't care. And we talk and we just repeat shite over and over, and we don't know. And go to any chat group, listen to anybody, they're talking the same thing. They're talking about the existential evil. And is Hamas evil? Do they have a point? Of course not. They're evil. We're right? Of course we're right. We're right. Of course we're right. We're right. Do you understand this? This is the part which I absolutely, positively, and America are too busy. They don't want to be bothered. We are a country of annoyers. We're annoyed. Little things annoy us. If our Wi-Fi doesn't work, if we're late. My favorite is, do I have to get an ad on this? I cannot. This is a part. Can you imagine watching TV? Why are there ads in the middle of this show? I don't want to be inconvenienced. I'm a pampered little baby. I want to know good guys, bad guys. Don't bother me. Don't annoy me. Don't in any way interrupt. Don't make me read anything. Just it's this constant. People pretend they're involved, but they're not. They don't really want to. They don't understand the first thing about this. Barry Taylor very wisely says, it's appalling how they dismiss the suffering in the Middle East and talk about how much the defense stocks are up. Oh, well, that goes without. But think about the word, Barry, and I thank you for that. What is the Middle East? Give me one word. What is the problem here? What is the problem? What is it? What is the problem? Good luck with this one. You have no idea. Do you understand this? What is the problem? Just explain this to me. Good luck with that one. What is the problem? How do you explain this problem? What is the problem? Everybody's fine till we were annoyed with this. It's like all of a sudden, oh, here comes Hamas. Now we're paying attention. Okay, fine. What is the problem? This is what I want to know. Maybe you can help me with the problem. What is the problem? Do me one favor. Everybody stop for a second and answer my problem. Culture is the problem. Do you think culture? Now think about this. I know you meant this. The culture? Whose culture? Israel? The Middle East? The Levant? East Asia? Who? The problem is humanity will never move forward when 1.8 billion people believe putting your forehead on the ground 5 times a day is an important thing to do. Absolute lunacy. Did you hear this? This is chauvinism. But you can go like this, and that's okay. If you do anything, they do it 5 times a day. You don't do anything a day. Your religion is just, well, God, I go to church sometimes. I'm a Christian, sort of. They do something. You look at the Hasidim, you can look at the Lubavitchers, you look at people who wear dress and headwear, and they live their religion all day long. And we sit back with this arrogance and we say, oh, they put their head to the ground. These people are barbaric. They should do religion like us, detached and unevolved. We don't do anything. We don't do anything. You hear this arrogance? This is the Western arrogance. The idea that we're smarter than these people. They're not sophisticated. They're backwards. They're into this bowing and putting your head down. What is this? We light candles. We have incense. We bury people. We have saints, and we talk to invisible spirits, and we make all kinds of, we have symbols. No, that's okay. That's cool. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that at all. Absolutely not. Those people are backwards. What's worse, those people or atheists? Like a Buddhist. Think about this. Lack of personal responsibility. What does that mean? Whose personal responsibility? One of my favorites is I ask you great people a question. I'll say, who's responsible? Arrogance. Who? Lack of personal responsibility. Who? Personal responsibility. The Israelis will tell you that's exactly right. Hamas shows lack of personal responsibility. And the Palestinians or Hamas will say, I agree with you. It's Israel. Do you see how simple we are? Do you see how simple we are? We just, we say things and we look at people like, oh, come on. They're just, we look at them as backwards. They're just backwards. And look at the way they live, and they're into these weird things. That's the way people think. That's the way people think. And it's this arrogance. And that's why don't come to the United States to find anybody, especially among our citizens, to even remotely understand the problem. You can watch the #1 morning news show and listen to 3 morons talk about it. They have not a clue. Americans don't know anything about this. We just want to dismiss these people. We'll pick a side and we'll say, well, okay, we kind of dig their thing and that's it. This goes back. It is so complicated. It is so deep. It is a mindset. It is something that we have never. We destroy buildings in our country because some fentanyl addict dies tragically under police custody and there's a whole other story behind that. And all of a sudden, agents provocateurs, false flaggers come in and they swoop in, and through Antifa and BLM, they elevate through this weird apotheosis, this guy into this, I guess, status, and we destroy our own cities. And you think that somebody who dares to bow 5 days is barbaric or backwards? We sit back and we do this and we don't even do anything about it. We just allow it. We say, isn't that something? Do you vote? No. We have a president who is going to be meeting with the Australian president today. And I don't even know if he knows. Don't do it. Don't do it. And they're backwards. They have people, the number of bi and trilingualism in the people who speak, who are more cultured, religious. I don't want to argue that point, but I think in terms of what they have to do, in terms of also the study and the knowledge and their sense of history compared to us, we don't even go to school. We have we have children, babies. We have little microaggression, little kids who can't go to work during COVID because they're scared. And you dare talk about those people? They've got more guts, more balls, more backbone than this country ever will. We go crazy if there's a power shortage. We go crazy if somebody has to sit through an ad through a free YouTube channel. They complain about this. Think about that. Think about the mentality of this. It's like going into a magazine. I can't believe the ads of it. It's free. It doesn't matter whether it's free. I'm annoyed. It's about me. And we dare. Can you, we wouldn't, I don't know, how these people not just implode during all this? And we live in this simple world. We have I hope, I don't know if we have this anymore, but we have a military that I don't know if they necessarily have what it takes to really fight something serious. I don't know about this. And the reason why I don't know about this is the fact that we had our Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Milli Vanilli, who thought it would be a great idea all of a sudden to say, hey, why don't we just go ahead and why don't we have all this identity such and such? You're talking about people who are ready to fight at levels you can't even imagine. And the reason why you can't imagine, the reason why you can't do this is because it is inconceivable for Americans to think that they're going to fight for something, because we've never had it taken away. Never, other than a particular freedom with government. See, this is the reason why is, I want to tell you, the reason why is when you have morons on national TV who are millionaires, who sit back and their idea of understanding is waving a flag and talking about Jesus or whatever they have no ability to understand. They honestly think that Ronald Reagan is the answer and that the American way and good and evil, and these people they're just evil. They're just evil. And if you sat down with a kill meat or somebody and said, do you understand what the Palestinians are saying? I'm not asking you to agree with them, but do you understand? And he would look at you and he said, no, I don't. And it's true, he doesn't. He doesn't understand, because if he did understand, he wouldn't be allowed there. We got a guy who still kibutzes. He's talking about the kibbutz. And another one who can't pluralize nouns. We are doomed, my friends. Let me just tell you something. And you ain't seen nothing yet. And you know who's in charge of the world right now? Not us. Somebody said the other day, it was funny. Somebody says, well, you know, Qatar is the follow the money. Follow the money. This was their answer. Well, follow the money. What does that mean? I don't know. Something. We should follow the money? I'll follow the money. What about the money? I'll follow the money. What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I just say these things. I don't say. I don't know. I just like to type. What do you mean? I type stuff. I don't know. Well, why are you doing it? I get up in the morning, I get and I type, and I go to this show and I go to another show and I type, and I gotta talk to people, and it's like kibitzing, sort of. Do you understand what's going on? No. You don't have to understand. We're Americans. We don't have to understand. We don't worry about this. I'm just telling you in general. We're kind of like, whatever. This is America. Do you think they're coming here? Oh, no way. They're coming here, right? They're coming here, right? We're going to be seeing the cells here. You do realize this, don't you? We're going to be seeing this. We're going to be seeing this. And then I want to see, well, follow the money. You again with the follow the money. As people, as our airports, as Disney World, Mall of America, Las Vegas, little towns, East Hendersonville, Wyoming, are hit by some wave, some group of people, already some sleeper cell. Somebody's going to be sick. This morning I watched this YouTube. I had a commercial. I broke a nail. My Wi-Fi's out. This is get ready. Get ready. Do you know what Erdogan's doing? I'm not even going to begin to tell you that. Who? Erdogan. What are you talking about? Do you know what's happening with him? This is critical. I don't know. Ahmed Erdogan? No. Who's Erdogan? Erdogan? Who's Erdogan? I don't know who Erdogan is. I don't know who these people are. I don't know. But I got a good video. I'm going to send you a good Jordan Peterson video. What? I got a good Jordan Peterson. I love Jordan Peterson. I'll send it to you. Don't send it to me. I get these videos where people say, what are you sending me this for? I don't know. I just saw this Rumble thing. This guy was good. Who is he? I don't know. But I like what he said. What are you learning about this? What's going to happen? What's going to happen when they tell the United States we're going to keep doing whatever we're doing. And Biden says, don't do it 5 or 6 times. What happens then? Anybody? 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 No, not a clue. They're laughing at us. We are the joke. We are the joke of jokes. And the sad part about it is that the only thing that Israel can hope for is like, send us your stuff, send us your money, or send us some. They've got the great equipment, by the way. You see, they're just the weaponry, because there's always this part that loves to get involved in saying, "Oh, this new automatic weapon they're using, whatever it is." But they are far better at it than we are. Far better, incredibly interesting. So, my friends, that's where we are right now. And let me just tell you something. And you can, if you think this is going to end just with Israel, if you think that's like, well, they're going to settle it and they're going to release the hostages, we'll be back to normal again. We'll talk about, the playoffs and baseball, and maybe we can get back to Taylor Swift and find out what's happening with Britney Spears, because this stuff is, I can't keep pretending like I know what I'm talking about, because I don't. All I know is Hamas is bad. We love Israel, and that's great. That's fine. And Palestinians, I don't even know how that is. And everybody else is wrong. That's where we are. This is, believe me, if anybody just watches, just listens to the level of information that is provided, they will realize not only are these Americans fat and stupid and uneducated, but they don't know anything. We can do anything right now and get by with it because they simply don't know what's going on. And that's where we are right now. This is the most, we are so bereft. We have to look at ourselves. It's Kibbuts. It's the Kibbuts. Now, you're at the Kibbuts. I know you're going to say, what difference does that make? And that's the part that people don't understand. We've got morons, the best of the best. We don't care about anything because we've been very, very lucky. Well, let me tell you something. That all changes now. And I don't know where Trump has been, and I don't care about Michael Cohen taking the stand. I don't care about these lawyers pleading guilty. I don't care about it. I don't care about the Speaker of the House. What difference does it make? It makes no difference at all. What you're seeing right now is something so incredibly dangerous. I can't even begin to put it into words. Okay? That's it. So we'll talk to you later. But let me tell you something. And I'm going to say it, and I know I'm wasting my time, not with you, but with people in general. If you're watching cable news, if today, and this is why I can't listen to it, I cannot. This is the number one prime time, and it was one anecdote. And what happened to you? And tell me about your story. You see, people have the hardest time when Palestinians come forward and they talk about their plight, their deaths, their children. You think they're making this up? And most people say, look, I'm sorry. It's either Israel or Palestine. I can't handle both. I can't handle both sides. And that's the problem. That's the problem. They can't handle both sides, both groups, both peoples, two seemingly inconsistent facts coexisting simultaneously. They can't do it. So, my friends, that's where we are. And if you pray, you better pray. Get down on your knees 5 times a day, bow, do whatever you want, light candles, chant, burn incense, say a prayer, get a mass card, go to church, make a donation, tithe, whatever you do. Because let me tell you something. There's no leadership in this country, and we are merely at the whim and at the caprice of these other folks, at their mercy. We are not even involved in this. And it's going to be here within, it could be next hour, it could be next week, but they're already here. And then you're going to find out. America's going to say, we should have really cared a little bit more about this. I guess there really is something to this border stuff. You didn't really hear about it for a while. We'll see. All right, dear friends, thanks for watching. Have a great and glorious day. We'll see you tonight, 7 p.m. Always remember, stay tuned, stay subscribed. This is some nasty stuff coming right now. I'm telling you. I don't want to say I told you so, but I'm going to be telling you I told you so. So stand by, pay attention, and comment as you see fit. Oh, and don't forget our final valedictory, The Monkey's Dead. The show's over. Sue you.